recording?
Boy.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Yep. Welcome to the Off and Air Podcast. I'm your main host Kyle, along with my two cinema co-hosts Dan and Greg.
How you doing? Hello.
And we have a special guest with us today. He goes from his channel titled DJ Longhair.
Mr.
What's up?
It's Mr.djlonghair.
Oh, sorry, Mr. DJ.
Yeah,
Longhair.
Honestly, that was
Get it right, Kyle.
pre-pronouns, so it's all good, and now I don't have to worry about it. So it's all there already. So there.
Yes. So we're gonna start out with news that has been going around the media. Financial reports for the end of the year proven that Aquaman 2 and Willy Wonka did better than the Marvels.
No shit.
Right? So
I told you we've had this chat before. Everyone's getting sick of the superheroes.
Oh, surprised.
yeah, everyone's getting sick of superhero stuff.
Honestly, I don't think so, but I'll explain later.
I agree with that. Mostly, it's bad superhero stuff. Stuff that just comes out of nowhere and isn't really well developed.
It's all been bad lately.
It is. It has been all bad lately.
Like,
It's bad.
We had two good movies this year, Wakanda and
Oppenheimer.
No, we're talking
about just on the superhero side of things.
Yeah,
Oh,
we could
superhero.
always
Yeah.
talk about Barbieheimer. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Listen, I love him.
Oppenheimer and Barbie killed it.
Oppenheimer was great. I loved Oppenheimer.
I haven't seen it yet. No, but the other
Do you-
superhero like
you like history?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yes, that's it. Guardians 3.
Oh yeah, that's the one I heard.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah, you saw it with me.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah. Does he like history?
Are you a big fan of history, man?
Oh, me personally, depends. Honestly, with the revisionist work by certain people, I've been kind of avoiding a lot of movies lately. Because you tune in, you see the plug and play, what do you call it, cookie cutter thing, and then automatically turned off. So I'm just like, okay, what else is on?
Well, if he's
Are we talking about like what are we talking about revisionist? Like the 1621 project, all that?
yeah, like are we talking about the Napoleon? Are we talking about like
Hold on,
Napoleon where they changed everything?
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yeah.
Yeah, Cleopatra.
That's
was
a
bad.
good one.
That was a bad one.
No, I mean like I'm being sarcastic.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, it's a black Cleopatra,
Oh,
and she's not black.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
if you-
I don't know
I
where we're
haven't-
going with that. I'm staying quiet. Let you.
Well, I haven't seen it, so
I'm like
I haven't seen it. So if you have more insight in it
No.
than me,
no.
Yeah.
I just
The only problem I have is that she didn't haul off and slap someone and say to keep their name out of their mouth. So I couldn't watch it.
was it
She-
Jada?
She didn't go full. Yeah, right. She didn't go full black.
Like Jada?
Yeah.
Jada and Will?
No, Will did it.
Will did it. Yeah.
Well, if you like history,
Hmm.
Oppenheimer is a good movie. If you like it, if you don't like
Yeah.
history, don't watch Oppenheimer.
Oh no, I'm for it. I want to watch it. Yeah.
So
well, it's a movie set in the 40s that isn't directly involved with World War II, so
Yeah.
indirectly, obviously.
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
But
Should we all scoot in? Can you hear anyone?
can you hear us? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. As I say, because he can hear us.
Oh,
just like
through the
yeah.
I got you.
So
Am I low?
I really like.
no. My
Okay.
Greg is not as technologically adept, so he wasn't sure if he was coming across.
How dare
wrong,
you.
Right? Not be a nerd. But he was just making
Okay.
sure that he was coming through clear. He was worried that he wasn't coming through clear.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So other than that, it's not really newsworthy, but I figured we'd go over it real quick. Me and Dan watched The Flash. We were talking so much crap. We've had a running thing that we've talked crap about freaking him and
I like what's his name?
Ezra
Kyle?
Miller.
Because for
you
a
forgot
good-
it for a second.
a good
I did forget
every 2 weeks for about 3 months. We're like the Ezra Miller
Oh yeah.
headline news.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
a while there, it was like every week, every other week.
Yeah, because you're the only one doing anything at the time. Nobody else
Yeah.
was talking about anything else. But we watched it. Me and Dan watched it. It was bad.
Look, It's based on a comic book series called the Flashpoint Paradox.
Right. I haven't followed it, but if you guys don't mind, real quick, seeing Homie back was the only thing that really did anything for that movie. Was to see the old Michael Keaton.
Yeah, exactly.
It was interesting at the end. Spoiler alert. We see a different Batman altogether, which is the oh god, what's his name?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. Yeah, Mr. Batnip showing up again. Whoop, whoop.
They brought him in it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
at the tail end.
That's a nostalgia thing.
Well, here's the thing. What they did in it too was at one point in time they were considering Nicolas Cage.
Well, I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
Who had better Batnips, Val Kilmer or George Clooney?
Did we say nips?
Well, are we talking about better? It's because on the suit they put.
They put the nipples on there on the later two movies.
I'm gonna go with Val Kilmer.
What do we mean by better?
I'm gonna go with Val Kilmer.
I'm talking. We need definitions.
Oh yeah,
here.
definitely
Val
Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Better.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah,
what do we mean?
Yeah,
what
do we
prominent? I'll go with George Clooney.
Yeah, his were obscene.
They're really there.
Yeah, he had those proper freaking 40, 50-year-old nips, dude.
Yeah, they were like diamond hard.
That's right.
You could cut glass with these.
But as far as I don't know. I'd say Val Kilmer, mostly because I like Val Kilmer better than.
I'm on George Clooney train, and I'll ride it too. Something.
Okay. For older Batman, I have to say Clooney for Bruce Wayne, for sure.
Absolutely.
But Val did his thing; it was alright, But yeah, Clooney definitely for Bruce Wayne. Just saying for the classy and how he holds himself as an older Batman.
Absolutely.
That works. Yeah,
absolutely. But yes, Dan wanted to quit this movie about 4.5 minutes in.
Well, I saw the animated version of
which
awesome.
is way better.
And it's just we can't get into how much badness is in it.
It's all over the place.
We could go on for an hour.
Yeah, ever.
Well, do you think the Ezra Miller train has finally derailed and it's done?
Oh, absolutely. And he still can't run.
God.
Here's the primary thing. You know how he
okay, I got one for you guys. If you don't mind me interrupting.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Who runs better? 10-year-old Leia from Obi-Wan or freaking Ezra Miller?
10-year-old without doubt.
I know. That's sad.
Ezra Miller does not know how to functionally run. Remember how we were making fun of he was doing
this?
Like
this
right here with his arms, swinging them wildly, and
this thing.
Can't see it, but yes.
Yeah, no. We're showing Greg because he didn't watch the movie with us, and it was, and then Dan wanted to quit after 4 minutes. I wanted to quit after 4 minutes and 30 seconds. But if I can watch Slaughterhouse through the way through, I can get through.
Then we were critiquing it the rest of the way, and they had a body double for his.
Let me pause you for a second, because he said if I can watch Slaughterhouse, I can watch.
You
loved that movie.
I did love that movie.
You just sat here and made it sound like it was a crappy movie. You acted like a child getting ice cream for his birthday watching Slaughterhouse for the whole movie.
Yeah, because it was great.
I think I might have missed that one.
Why did you just sit here and compare it to...
It's about a murderous sloth that somebody adopts and ends up murdering a bunch of sorority girls. It's ridiculous.
Sloth?
Yeah, sloth.
That's why it's called Slaughterhouse.
That's dope.
Yeah, it figures.
Yeah. It was a better than cocaine guy.
So it was bad. Like Dan said, we could go on for hours about how bad.
Dan. I just wanted to point out.
But
I just wanted to point out what he just said.
The two biggest things is they ruined one of the best storylines, and then they also ruined one of the best villains of that storyline.
I know there's so many things. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only thing you really know is that I attached.
I'm not the superhero nerd here.
Oh yeah. So
who's the villain?
Okay, in the original Flashpoint Paradox, the Flash goes back in time, saves his mother from getting murdered, and you find out it's another speedster guy.
Okay.
Who goes back in time and kills her to punish him.
Right.
For stopping him from doing stuff before, and he saves her, but then it messes up the timeline where Batman, Bruce Wayne died instead of his parents. So Thomas Wayne's Batman.
Okay.
And the Joker's his mom. It's messed up.
Okay.
Really?
And anyway, and then all the other Justice League members are different. Superman was
locked
in prison by the government forever, and
He's
so
all
he's not
scrawny.
strong. He's all scrawny.
Oh,
He doesn't know what he's doing.
all right.
Cyborg's
So
all
basically,
crazy.
Aquaman, in other words, Atlantis and Themyscira, which is where Wonder Woman's from, had a big war, and they were gonna detonate a bomb from this other superhero who's like a nuclear guy
Yeah.
that would destroy everything.
Okay.
So what happens by the end of the movie is the Flash runs back in time again, stops himself from stopping his
Oh
mom,
yeah, I got you. Yep.
so that the original timeline happened again.
Yeah, okay.
So
It's
it's
awesome.
tragic because he had to let it happen. They
Right.
tried to do the same thing, but it involves a can of tomatoes and some other crap.
Oh God, right?
It's like literally, and I don't know. Spoiler alert, but his dad went to get tomatoes because his mother needed tomatoes, and somebody went in and killed her when he was away
All right.
already.
and he found her
And, then,
stab.
I don't
so
know.
what he did, he went back in time, put the tomatoes in the cart, extra thing in the cart, so she didn't forget it, and now she's alive.
So I don't know who you're spoiling this for because you know I'm never gonna watch
I'm
it.
talking about our guest here, maybe. I don't know.
Yes. Dan's trying to be polite for once.
But
But yeah,
I had
so-
to try.
yes.
It's over now.
that's right. Hey, we give you props. We
You
give
props. So it was not good. And what they did was instead of being the actual villain, Zoom, they call him, or Reverse Flash, they made it his younger self that he went back in
Yeah,
time and found.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And he couldn't let go of the fact that he was failing, so he kept trying to reverse time over and over again, and it wasn't working. It was
Yeah.
really convoluted and unnecessary.
They should have just had a third party not involved with anything, and just find out he's like some schlub he used to know at the lab, who somehow became the Flash in another universe. That would have been easier.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole can of tomatoes. For some reason, I now want that can of tomatoes. I don't know why.
Yeah. So one of the other things that made me laugh for that is when they were going through showing like the alternate universes collapsing and just being destroyed. At one point, they wanted Nicolas Cage to play Superman.
Oh, that would have saved the movie downright. Just
Well, he
Yes,
he
please.
was in it. They had him in it.
No,
like-
we're talking back in
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah, 1999 for Man of Steel.
Yeah.
They wanted to be Nicolas Cage for some reason.
Yeah,
dude, that would have been epic.
I would
Horrible,
love that
but
movie.
awesome.
of course you would.
Yeah, that would be my favorite movie ever.
No, he looks like B movie Kishi stuff.
Yes. So
Terrible.
we're gonna move on to the main subject because if
What's
we
that?
talk about
What is
Ezra
the main
Miller,
subject?
Is there one?
yes,
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard again?
no, for once, no. We left it off in the last episode.
Hey,
About
I just want to let you know. I just want to let you know
yes,
that my dog was stung by a bee. That is my excuse.
okay.
About what?
Carry on.
What are we talking about?
Oh no, you said Amber Heard, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. She was throwing out wild accusations like crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry, I never actually witnessed any of the testimony. I tried to avoid it.
that's fair
I just
enough.
heard secondhand from these guys.
Yeah.
If I
So-
wasn't worried about my channel, I would have clipped like all of like the court case because it was absolute hilarity.
Yeah.
Well, I thought my biggest thing that I found hilarious was that Johnny Depp ripped Amber Heard's lawyer apart.
Oh yeah.
Just ripped him apart. Like he did. Like
Mhm.
I could have got up there and did a better job.
Right.
Yeah.
They went into that case.
Okay, can we like avoid the? I was trying to avoid it, but apparently I opened a can of worms here.
Yes, you did.
I'm,
That's
I,
your fault.
Yeah.
Yes,
Apparently
you-
your
you
dog
did
got
this.
stung
no,
by a
I
bee. I get it.
apologize to myself because I don't care what your guys' opinion is.
So, like at the end of the last episode, Dan gave us a topic about
Oh,
We don't have to
I
do
remember
this.
now.
good and bad diversity and how
Oh
to
my
handle
gosh.
it correctly.
You don't remember that?
I remember it, but we don't have to talk about it now.
I mean, we can. It's not gonna.
It's kind of
Hurt
boring.
I
To
thought
be
that
honest.
was. Well, that's what you told me the thing was.
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
now Dan doesn't
You
want.
see,
But
this.
that's what you told
See,
me
this
to
is what
do.
happens. Kyle
Well,
tells people stuff, but then doesn't tell us.
I was
stuff.
gonna say
You're the one who
he-
suggested it.
Yeah, but you
He didn't-
assume
he
that
didn't say a word to us.
about a
Yeah,
guest or anything.
Well, that
There's nothing wrong with you, man. It's Kyle's fault.
blame me. Yeah. Okay.
It's all Kyle's fault.
Yeah. Blame me.
All right, let's get on with it.
Anyway,
So, one of the things that we've come across in parts of the show always where we talk about where they specifically.
Now, when we say diversity, are we talking about all diversity, or
No.
are we talking about specific diversity?
I'll clear it up.
Really?
Diversity on the basis of pandering comparatively to actual making.
I have a
good
response to pandering when we get there, bud.
Yeah.
I got a big one.
Like one of the biggest things, like even Dan's talked about, is
Yeah, but here's my thing though. Are we talking about women? Are we talking about colored people? Are we talking about midgets?
Yes.
Disabled people? That's what I'm
yes,
saying.
yes.
Is it the whole umbrella,
Yeah,
or
it's
is it
the whole-
certain?
it's
or
the
is it
whole
a
umbrella
certain-
of where they're trying to pander to any specific group for any
Okay,
specific
so that's what I'm
reason.
saying. So we're talking about the
Like,
whole umbrella.
yes,
We're not talking
where
about
they're
one,
starting to
we're not talking about
ruin-
one specific.
No, what
Yeah.
I was talking
Panderverse,
about.
bro.
Right.
The reason
okay.
why I mentioned this subject before was about there's always like appearance diversity,
Yes.
but there's no explorations of any sort of different philosophy. It's always about pushing. It's because it's about advertising partially. You know, they're trying to get eyeballs on the subject,
Yes.
so they add some sort of like the prime example obviously is Snow White and the Seven
Well, I was
Diversity
gonna say
Hierarchy.
that's where we
Yes.
start. That's where we started that
Yeah,
conversation.
that's where this
That's
comes
where
from.
we started that.
Because
The
there's no-
whole Snow White, Rachel Zeg. Have you followed that at all, Russell?
Yeah. I'm on top of it, guys. I am.
yeah.
What I can actually say on my channel though is completely different. But
Yes.
trust me, I'm very versed.
With my channel, I'm willing to risk it a little bit, as long as it's nothing like
Sure.
crazy.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Sure.
Risk it
So
for the
as long as it's like
I'm gonna
intel-
go extreme when we get there. Dude.
absolutely, because
Just,
I'm
yeah.
okay. I'm okay with people having these opinions. It's just if it's like super radical, like, we didn't need her because she's this. Okay, that's a little much. We didn't need her because she's a douche, but that's a whole different argument then.
Well, yeah, right.
Well,
That's-
and
so
she's
that's
also-
yeah, right. If
And she
you're-
looks nothing like Snow White.
yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Like,
That has nothing to do with it.
nope.
Wait, ooh. Ooh.
Because it's literally
I have
whose
controversial
face
there.
is as white as
when we get
snow. That's literally what the story says.
His face is white
So
as snow.
that is
yes.
not about race. That is about what happened,
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh, okay. If you look at her, Rachel Ziegler is her name, right?
Yes. She sucks.
And you
That's
put it
perfect.
side by side by the animated Disney
I'm not talking.
feature. Her features are similar, so I will give him that. They obviously can't have a person be full white, obviously, as the main character.
You know
Even
who
though
would
she's
have been
female,
perfect?
it's weird, but yeah, okay, I could go with that.
You know
The
who would,
dwarves, though? What?
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a whole mess of
Well,
a
that was
thing.
where we started this whole.
Yes,
this
and
whole
I felt it was like a
menagerie
good
of-
subject because there is a lot of, especially, and it's actually a lot through Disney. A lot of Disney productions are really pushing the, like you
Narrative.
said, like pushing the forced thing to get advertisement, to get, like you said, to catch people's eye. Like you said, Dan, which
But
is an excellent way to put
It's
it.
also partially like this started with the Marvel stuff.
Yes.
Because Marvel has been trying to, in their publishing section, has been trying to change all the characters up to try to get people.
Correct. yeah.
Partially because
Well-
people are complaining on Twitter and they actually care what these people think, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Because these
It is.
people, the people who complain on the internet, are a minority of your audience. Most people don't even go on Twitter or complain about nothing.
I don't
They
even
don't have enough time.
I don't
for
even
it.
have a Twitter.
Right.
I
They
don't
don't have
right.
time for this. So why even?
No. They're
No.
gonna pinpoint the what was inclusive, and then even if you make it the most inclusive movie ever,
You'll still find people that
they're still gonna
complain
have
about
problems
it.
with it. Yeah,
Yes, correct.
Because what I
yeah,
was trying
and
to say.
that's what sucks.
Go ahead.
But I will say, as far as the pandering thing, right?
Yes.
My view is it's kind of extreme. So, all right, so you want to pander to, is it safe to say the alphabet, or should I just say alphabet?
We know what you mean when you say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Right. So they're pandering to the alphabet, and the problem now is even those within the alphabet are saying, "Why tease it? Just go all the freaking way." And I agree with that. Oh, you want to make the character gay, and that's what the main important thing is? Great. Have them make out with some of the same sex or non-binary, whatever you identify as. I'm just saying, go all the way.
So-
Don't throw it in there and then clip it for another country. That's just oh man, really?
So I don't have a problem with if you want to make a gay character. I don't care. Well, none of us care.
Yeah,
None
but
of us-
don't
none
take
of
an
us are-
established character
The
and
problem
mess it up. Yeah.
This is
the
this is
problem-
actually one of Dan's.
the problem
He has a character that he hates the most that got that done.
I
too.
Well, there's two.
the
There's
problem that I have with it is
But
is
different
don't
reasons.
take a character that has been established for years and try to change them to pander to your thoughts. Like, I'm sorry, Superman wasn't made to be gay. It just
Oh, you mean
that's
Superboy?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But that's not
Because
how
DC.
that's not how he was made to be. And if it's fine to make your own
Yeah.
to have up your own character. I have no issues with it, but like, don't
Hmm.
take past characters and try to change them to be
Now,
yeah,
To-
right. Like it's
like it.
that's the only
I
thing
know
I don't
why-
like about it.
I know why they do it because they think it's a shortcut. Because it's hard work to try to make a new character.
Because their own
popular.
movies and their own characters will not be even make it there.
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
all.
they can't. It's hard to be a
Because
popular character. Most
The thing I think is really funny about all the activism in Hollywood and throughout the world, or through media projects killing our escapism. The problem I have is they can't write. Like, if that was really important to you, wouldn't you want a qualified writer to represent you? If that is all about seeing yourself on screen is the issue, is that you have to have yourself as a self-insert as the writer. You do the cookie cutter stuff, but really you're not doing anything for your cause because no one cares. It's just we tune out. It has anything to do with the original character, so it doesn't really make sense to us that all of a sudden he's changed into this person or is now downtrodden and stuck on the couch hating life for no reason that you presented that makes sense of why that person's there. Like I said, I hate that cookie cutter stuff because it's just like, dude, we've had heroes that are straight challenged, be represented properly, and you actually cared about that character because they wrote him or her or it or whatever it wants to identify as well. Like, look, my prime example is look at the old HBO movies, and then of course, God, what was it? Expanse. It was all there. Everything was there, but it wasn't important. They didn't have to tear down the male character. They were all in it for the cause of humanity, and it didn't matter.
It's also based on books.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the books are definitive on what the character looked like, and they already had all that stuff in the first place.
Oh, right, but what I'm saying is they cared about the story is all.
Right.
Whereas they said, okay, well let's tear down Superman because he's male, and then we'll have some other girl be the passing the baton on to some female or dude that wants to be female or whatever. But they just don't develop that right. It's just okay. We tear down all the heroes. Cool, we did our job, and then as far as story plot and everything else goes, who cares? Like, no. Does that have something to do with the story? I always preach that. What does that have to do with the story? Who cares?
Well,
Yeah.
the prime example of that thing, of course, was.
Hmm.
Can you say it with me?
Iceman.
No. The male character being torn down
Umbrella.
and a
Academy?
diversity hire.
Okay.
Umbrella.
Riri Williams.
Oh yeah.
She stole from Iron Man. She's a screaming narcissist.
Oh,
and
right.
doesn't care
yeah.
about freaking saving anybody except her Instagram likes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's her.
Riri Williams for the Marvel when they created her. Yeah, that is true. She's a perfect example where they just put this. She happens to be a very intelligent African American girl, but she doesn't.
Which is fine.
Which is fine, but she does not have any heroic qualities. She just started being Ironheart.
Oh yeah, and she didn't invent any of it.
She stole
She
it
just
all.
stole it from Tony Stark.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the other thing too is
And
yeah, some 90-pound females taking out like 300-pound dudes, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. She's never used this
Sorry.
technology, but somehow she figured it out super fast.
Oh, and she knows how to fight too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No hero's journey. No, like.
no, yeah.
Maybe it's awesome that she made, I don't know, maybe she lived in the hood or something, right? I'm just using this as an example. So she had a tough life. She'd learned how to scrap, a little backstory, and that,
Nope.
but she's super smart and got herself out of the hood or something like that. No. Just she's super smart. She's got all the things. She's female. She doesn't need any hero's journey because obviously she's female, so epic.
Well,
I don't agree with that.
Well, as
you know?
far as like that sort of thing, it's obvious. What was it? What's her name? What's the Star Wars lady again? What's her name?
Oh, Rey. The one who
Rey.
played Rey. Yeah, that's another
Rey.
good one where she can use some of the most powerful Force powers automatically without even trying.
Yeah. Zero training. Just zero training.
Like, hey,
no
guys.
explanation of how she has all the superpowers.
I can mind control the stormtrooper without training.
You're right. The hardest thing a Jedi can do. And it wasn't even like she suggested he kind of went with it. She straight up mind controlled him. Not even, which is very high tier Jedi stuff. So it
is.
And what makes me laugh is the South Park episode Into the
Berries.
No, the Into the Panderverse. Have you seen that? The new one?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they make fun of Kathleen Kennedy, who's in charge of all the Star Wars and some of the other stuff.
Right.
And her tagline through the whole thing is, "Make it gay and make it lame." That's like her tagline through the whole show.
So put a chick in it, make her gay and make it lame.
Yes.
Like
that's the running joke is like that's.
There's two new South Parks, right? There's one
the Panderverse and there's
Panderverse, and there's one that's like.
That attacks OnlyFans. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, the OnlyFans. Yeah, the OnlyFans one. It's not safe for children. It says.
I'll have to check that out. But is
really any of it safe for children?
No, not
to
really.
be fair, yeah, no. So like,
I'm sure you saw it when you were younger.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, definitely. We watched.
I mean, we're all sitting here and we definitely have.
You're like 7, 8 years old. Absolutely.
Right? But we all have the agreement that, pushing this stuff without putting any work into the narrative. Like I agree with like if you're going to do that, like let's say they wanted to do that like Superboy, like that's a very one that they did in DC recently, where Superboy is now bisexual. Which whatever, anybody can be bisexual, but Jonathan Kent for the longest time, you know what I mean? They just kind of threw it out of nowhere, which is bad storytelling.
That character is all over the place anyway.
Yeah, like bad.
He was a little kid, then they aged him up so he can be in the Legion of Superheroes, and then they made him bisexual. Okay, whatever.
Just to get people.
Yeah, but sure. And what are they? I didn't read the comic, so I don't have enough basis to really say anything about the story itself. But okay, so he's bisexual now, right?
Yeah,
cool.
for like
now what?
Yeah, exactly. What's that do with anything?
Also, another Robin who's been around since '95, Tim Drake.
Oh yeah, that one's a little more weird because with Jonathan Kent, he's a relatively new character, so he's a kid and adult. So there's more of a gray area there.
Okay.
But Tim Drake,
who's like the third Robin?
Who's the third Robin? Who's been established since the '60s?
No, 93.
93.
Early 90s.
Who was the '60s?
It was still Grayson until the '80s, and now Jason Todd, who got murdered on fan request because they had a survey in the comics. It was only like 51 to 49.
Yeah,
it was close. He still got edged out though.
But
he still got whacked.
Yeah. Tim Drake was very established. Like he was dating Barbara Gordon, and he was dating this chick, that chick. Now they're just like, oh yeah, he's also interested in men now. All of a sudden, like. No lead up, nothing.
But that's what I mean by when I say I don't like it when they take an old character and then try to twist it
to something to pander
to somebody.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick? I can assume. I'm sorry. I'm always playing it safe, and if you don't tell me what you want to identify as, you're forced to assume. I don't like defending people that way. I like to defend them in game. But what I'm going to say is, okay, so now these characters are what you say they are. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, great. He's dating guys now, or doing guys, or whatever. Okay. Well, now does that? Now you showed this, and he's going to prom now, right? I don't know if you guys know that one, but anyway.
No, I don't.
No
so okay, so now he's gay, or now he's bi. Maybe he wants to transition. Okay, fine, cool. Now what? What about the story? Oh, who cares about the story? You just want to focus in on this. Oh, okay. And then What is it? What's the problem here? Like what? Okay, so is the story about him coming out? Is that the story? No, that it's there, but it's important to you. Okay, can you get to the freaking point? Like I don't care what the actor or the what that character's sexuality is, unless it has to do with the story. I mean, you know, maybe yes, that does define a person, but that's not solely define you. Like if I was wanting to transition and that's important to me, cool. I would still probably be playing Magic and into Star Wars and other stuff, and still need my escapism. You know,
Yeah.
so like, what does that have to do with anything? Like, okay, cool. He's gay. Hey, was it Torchwood? Remember Torchwood?
Yes.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. It offended some people, sure, but that didn't define him solely. He was a scam artist, he was a doctor, he did all the things. And then yes, he was bi or probably more than likely gay. Okay, cool. We had some past boyfriends come through, so that was important and integral to the story. But that wasn't what solely defined that character. You actually cared about it because they fleshed out the character and the past and all that. So I'm okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But shoving it down our throat and it not having to do with anything doesn't make sense. You know, why? Why? You know?
Because I guess corporate execs think if that's what you do, it's going to create sales.
Well, it's also because, like I said, some loudmouths on the internet complain about it enough, and these people look at the Twitter feeds on their thing, and then like 10 or 20 people complain enough, and they think they're gonna get sales. But the people who complain don't buy comics.
Yeah.
They don't care
They
about.
don't buy comics. They don't go to your movie.
Do you remember?
You
They
know,
only care about the politics.
They're having to do
I guess
alternative methods of gaining money to you know, live in their flat with 5 other people of the same mindset. So
Yeah.
like they don't have money to go out to see the movie that they're complaining about and won't go see anyways, even after you did all the pandering. So, and even them, you know, it's such a dog eat dog world
Well,
in that community.
I think you lose one way or another, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. Like you pander, you don't pander hard enough. Or if you're gonna pander, just go all the
There's
way.
no,
Screw
you
it,
can't, there's
you know?
no hard enough. There's no limit to these people.
Right.
Yeah,
well,
They'll go
that's
forever.
Well, that's the thing, though.
If you give in.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing, though. Like, you can pander to them and pander hardcore. The problem is that you take the other half of the equation out of it.
Yeah. Well, the problem is they're not catering to the people with the money.
So here,
you know,
So here's.
armies don't. Yeah. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how you grew up. But here's how I know Kyle and I both grew up. Because we've been best friends since
Forever.
Sure.
If someone said something that offended me, and I went to my dad and said, that hurt my feelings, or that offended me, my dad would go, well, suck it up, Buttercup, because that's life.
Exactly.
You know, like, I don't know what to tell you, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how life is. Like, that's how we grew up. So I guess I don't understand the mentality
Of
of the complaining and crying.
The thing you gotta understand about most of those people who talk about those things, they're not offended, not really.
They just need.
They want to
something
get
do.
paid for something or get attention,
right,
or whatever, or change
for
the world
points, dude.
into their point of view.
right.
It's like a religion, basically.
Kind
to
of.
them.
Yeah. With some how some people are with that stuff.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's
Not all the time.
But that's why to me
but-
the whole pandering thing is irritating, because I grew up with a dad that was he was a
The very
yeah, right, the
He was
very
the-
opposite. Like,
he was a man of his time.
yeah, right. I grew up with my dad going, suck it up, Buttercup, because that's not how life is.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I
And you
advocate.
grew up
Yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, I advocate like
You and I both grew up that way.
I grew up with, okay, your feelings are hurt. Did you punch him in the face? Did you do something about it? Did you say something about it? No, then why are you complaining to me?
Yeah, right.
Well,
yeah, right.
I don't think your mom used a lot of words.
But
She wasn't a word. She's not a woman of very few words.
She's not a wordsmith.
listen,
Just a
listen
shoe
up.
and slapsmith.
Listen up.
There you go.
Growing up with him,
seemed like it.
growing up with him, she was a woman of plenty of words.
Yeah, just
Very
not-
short,
It's
distinct.
more physical, right?
Very short.
Yeah.
Go like,
Yeah. She
Like-
was like my dad.
Yeah. My
You
mom was
knew
cuffing
when
me
you-
up
You
upside
knew when
down a
you
couple
were in
times.
trouble. You knew when to get the hell away from him.
Yeah, you knew when to get out of Dodge.
Yeah, right.
And then you just waited till the street lights turned on, then you come home and hope they got over it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
Like-
don't show up
Exactly.
after the street lights are on.
Oh yeah, then you're really you better bring a mouthpiece for this.
Yeah.
No, like my mom wasn't like crazy, like she wasn't like just beating on me to hurt me. Like I was almost 6 foot at an early age. There was no way she was gonna put me
Right,
over her
right.
knee and
She had to do more violent methods.
yeah, she
You told me about that
Yeah.
time.
she
What was it? An uppercut over a couch once?
yes. That happened.
That was one of the first things you
Wow.
were told me your mom did.
Yes,
to you.
but I was
And you were like 16 or whatever.
yeah, exactly. I was too big to sit there and paddle. She had to,
And I've known you for 20 years, so
she had to get a good hook in.
Anyways.
anyway. Enough
Anyways.
about the good old days.
Yeah, good old days of Kyle's childhood trauma.
That's right.
What
No,
were we
but,
talking about again?
About
bad,
how our
bad
parents,
pandering.
About how our parents were, no, never mind. We're not going to get into it.
Like
Our
at this
parents were
point,
strict.
at this point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying strict. We're just gonna use the word strict.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I was always told
Yeah.
that life isn't fair. Life, it really isn't. Life's
No.
not fair.
It's
No, not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone is going to see
Exactly.
see the way things that you see them. Like, it's just not how it works.
yeah, hardly anyone's gonna care about
Like,
your feelings.
On a wrestling team, you and I wrestled together.
Either right.
You and I wrestled together. That we had what, 12 people on our team? How many of those 12 people did we get along with? Half of them?
At best.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're not going to get along with everybody. You're not going to see the same things the same way.
No, and
It's
with how everything's going, to really focus. Like, I have no problem with inclusion or diversity.
Neither do I, and you know that.
Yeah, none of us do. It's just we're all strictly on the logical basis of if you're gonna do it, you have to do it correctly, not just do it for the sake of doing it.
and also with original stuff.
And
Yeah.
and I say go all the way. Stop this light.
Oh, you mean where they
Just
kind of
for it.
kind of say,
Just go for it.
Yeah.
All the way.
My thing's more if it's not they don't respect these people enough to get them original characters that are awesome.
yeah,
Right.
Like Black Panther
Yeah.
was awesome because it was original character from back in the day. It's been
Yeah.
around since '68.
Yep.
So they haven't created anything new except for what?
Blue
DC
Marvel. Blue Marvel's the last
DC
one.
had Static Shock.
Yeah,
That's it. Oh yeah, Steel.
Steel, and like I said later on, Marvel created Blue Marvel,
Yeah.
which he was awesome, and how they wrote him was awesome. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was nothing just like, here's this black superhero guy for no reason. It was like, hey, he was a superhero during the height of the Equal Rights Amendment and all that stuff. And then they found out he was African American, so the government helped him hide himself away so they could, not have a big, infight and a civil war again over that. And to keep the status quo. And then now that we're past all that, he came out of retirement because they needed his help with something, and Tony Stark hacked the government. Like, that's how you do a story. Like, you gave it purpose. Like, yes, you brought this character in out of nowhere, but they told a really good story leading up on how he got hidden away in the first
And also,
place.
for the record, do not watch the movie with Shaquille O'Neal as Steel. It's terrible. Read the comic book.
Oh.
Listen, I'm going to let you know right
And
now.
also
Classic.
Kazam. Kazam is terrible.
Kazam. I remember Kazam. Listen, but here, none of them beat, for me, none of them beat Meteor Man.
But okay, so you guys in a sentence, and this was great about the OG Star Wars too, is in a sentence you got like so much backstory. It wasn't shoved down your throat. It wasn't like them telling you directly. It was just in the background. It was like, hey, this is what happened. They run the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. Didn't make sense, but it summed up a lot for us. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't need Solo.
That was a
Like,
good,
even
yeah,
if
that
it
was a good way
wasn't-
to say, hey, the Millennium Falcon's fast.
We
Right,
didn't need
yeah.
Solo? Is that what you said?
Yes, Solo.
We
sucked.
didn't need
I
Solo at
totally
all.
agree with you.
Everyone
no,
hated
honestly, it would not have done well. It would not have done well, even if it was the best movie ever, because it really just wasn't needed.
My
period.
primary problem is they didn't really do the background of Solo really well, and plus the guy was like half a foot shorter than Harrison Ford, so.
Well, that all aside,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
If it didn't have the Star Wars label, that movie would have been awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would have been okay.
If it was its own
Yeah.
separate thing doing its own thing, yes, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what they did was just try to tie a popular franchise to it and see if they could
Yeah,
get the bank.
okay, so both the two series that honestly didn't really matter because honestly, if they stuck true to the story, watching Obi-Wan be mopey around on a desert planet for the whole series, I couldn't really see that being a thing. And then Solo just wasn't needed. It just if we went Obi-Wan, but it was him like being an apprentice and stuff, that would have been cool. Or like maybe his efforts in the Jedi Order before he had to go into seclusion, that could have been something, or maybe
Yeah.
focus in on the Clone Wars story. People would have dug that up. But no, we got what we got.
Or they could have just made Obi-Wan not mopey.
Yeah, like
Because there are some comics where
Okay, I get it. He has some PTSD. All right, that's fine, whatever. But
No.
like, the whole Reva and the freaking baby Leia, like,
yeah, let's not talk about Reva because we all hate her. She sucked.
which one is she?
The black one.
Oh, the one who got owned by
like
Vader.
which one? Who?
The one who got owned by Vader. That was
Exactly.
awesome. Though.
Who?
Yeah.
And then he holds his starship up with his
Yeah, he
force.
rips the starship apart with his force powers. That was awesome.
That was sweet.
Like, but she sucked as a character. First of all, the chick who played her can't act very well.
Well, that's apparent because like you're
Look, stay on
the
subject,
hero,
man.
anti-hero. The story's weak.
Yeah,
Go back to the writing room.
Like, if they just would have left it like started out with him training to be able to keep talking to Qui-Gon Jinn, and then dealing with some Darth Vader stuff because Darth Vader was like getting onto the track of Leia or something. Cool.
Well, that would have been. Like I said, it would have been fine if Obi-Wan was like in the background, like monitoring.
Oh my
everything.
God! Wait,
And then he tried. And then he takes out
hold
threats
on,
before they
hold on.
get there.
We got the whole summary of the Reva arc. Okay. I got it,
That's
guys.
so important, though.
Vader was okay with her because she put a tracker on it and made it lame.
Yeah, that was Reva. That was all she did in that whole thing.
That's how it saved her ass. Is that she put a tracker on it? Yeah.
To be honest, the only parts of that show I saw were the highlights of the lightsaber duels. Like
Yeah.
the one where Obi-Wan gets owned in the first one, then he decides to like stop being a wuss and throws and beat Vader. And then when Reva gets owned and somehow she's still alive, which makes no sense.
Because
Sith kill people.
Yes.
She tried to rise up. She should be dead. End of story.
Yeah.
Not
Why is she
Everyone
alive?
survives getting stabbed in the stomach these days.
I don't get it.
Awesome.
Darth Vader has a heart.
Everybody survives the lightsaber now.
Yeah, to the gut. To the gut. It has to be to the gut, though.
Or the spine.
What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
And,
spine.
and
No.
Ahsoka, didn't that girl get it right through the chest?
Oh yeah, when they. Yeah. So what's her face? Who?
It's just a flesh wound. Come on.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
through
she
the,
come back
right
and
through
fight.
the
Yeah,
chest.
when they showed it in the
Right
first
through the
cut, the
chest.
first stab, it was directly in her chest.
Yeah.
Then when they showed to the next episode, it was off to the right, like she got stabbed in the kidney.
Yeah, like when it first happened, it was right
No,
through
I'm
his
sorry.
chest. I was like, oh, she's dead.
I'm sorry, the one from Force Awakens is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
What's his face gets right in
Oh,
the
Finn
spine.
taking a lightsaber to the spine and not being
Right at the
crippled
end.
for life.
You remember that snow in the snow?
Well, that was explainable with the other guy.
No,
but,
it's not explainable. Lightsabers kill people.
Oh,
He would cut his spine.
yes,
in two.
but he has multiple stomachs. It was all Star Wars
Multiple
out.
stomachs.
It
He's
was
a human.
oh,
He just-
man.
He's got two spines. He's got extra spines.
Wait, who? Who are we talking about now?
What they failed.
No, we're talking about when Finn tried to face Kylo Ren and got the lightsaber in the spine when he cut him in the back and like sheared off
Yeah.
like half his back skin.
What they forgot to tell you.
They said
what,
there's a bubble wrap for that.
what they-
You got stuck in the
what
bubble
they
thing.
forgot to tell you is he had a little bit of lizard DNA.
It grows his spine back.
No. Every stormtrooper gets special force field around their spine.
Specifically for
Oh,
lightsabers.
So they can die from mass trauma in their limbs, but their spine, it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Fine.
All right. So it's about that time.
Yeah.
I know you got to do your show, and I'll be on in a
Yep.
couple minutes for that.
Sure.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to go further with it, but hey, time is time.
Well, he
Yeah.
could go on forever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if you wanted, we could sit here and talk for a while. We've
Oh,
done
yeah.
it before.
But I know you have a live showing here in about 7 minutes.
Yo, I gotta get over there and
Set
check
it up.
sound if anyone wants to check sound.
All right, man. Have a good
All
night.
right,
Thanks
too.
for coming on again.
Thank
I
you.
will talk to you
Sure.
here in a little bit. Have a good
All
night.
right, sounds good, man.
Hey,
Bye.
it was nice meeting you, man.
Nice seeing you.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, have a good one,
Hearing
guys.
Hearing you,
Yep.
meeting you, seeing you, same thing.
etc.
There we go.